the design of the Megazord?
Well, for me, the design is really smart, because there's this whole thing throughout the movie where, they're going to do the teamwork. You have to learn the power and value of working together. No, they're too afraid to bring themselves out. They don't know each other. And they can't morph until they do that. They can't form the Megazord until they do that. They can't do these things until they know each other and work together as one. And what does the Megazord look like? A giant ranger. That shit's in Power Rangers.
Now, and
I completely agree.
And, and it kind of brings, and that whole point that you just brought up brings up one of my favorite non-Zordon era series, Jungle Fury.
Without question.
Where the Red Ranger couldn't morph until he believed in himself.
He couldn't morph until he believed in the fact that he was worthy of the power.
Exactly.
He was given...
It's like an extension.
He was thrown into a little bit of a tangent regarding this, because it does relate here. And I see Charisma trying to talk, so...
I'm waiting.
Okay, but
I'm being patient.
But he was thrown into this position out of fucking nowhere. He was literally a cub. He was a brand new student at the Paishwa Academy who got given the power because, the one who was supposedly the leader was a total dick.
But speaking of the Red Ranger, though...
The fact that Jason wasn't perfect?
Yes! I want to bring that up. You have no idea how much that meant to me.
Oh, I agree.
Because I remember watching it as a kid, and I thought it was really cool how great Jason was. And then I got a little older, and I was like, could Jason be a little less perfect? Everything he touches doesn't need to turn to gold. Everything he does doesn't need to be perfect.
Yes, we all know about the Zeo joke. We all know he became the Gold Zeo Ranger.
But you guys keep bringing it up, and that's
I'm well aware. The other thing is, does anyone remember the Power Rangers episode where we met their parents?
Yeah.
And we met the fact that Jason's dad is literally like fawning over his own damn son the entire episode. That. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Jason was the golden god in the show, and the rest of them were just really goody-goody. It was actually nice to see something Power Rangers related where they use the phrase, and yes, they say it in the movie, teenagers with attitude, and they're actually teenagers with attitudes and problems.
These actors actually looked like teenagers.
That was a huge plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't clearly late 20s playing teenagers.
Trini was nearly 30.
I gotta say one other thing. The obvious Breakfast Club reference.
Oh god, it made me so happy.
It was fucking great!
Yes!
I nearly came out of my skin. I was
The
so
moment,
happy.
the Breakfast Club reference, and leading right into that, seeing Billy's character for the first time. Oh my god!
Before we go to that, I looked over at Charisma and I'm like, did they just do the thing?
Yes.
They just did the thing.
Yes.
They just did the thing. That thing is awesome.
We had a moment.
Yeah. But no, and then you go into Jason having his going into the Breakfast Club moment, even with the absentee fucking teacher, perfect, whatever.
Yeah.
But then you meet Billy's character, and you actually see this character. First off, for anyone who doesn't know, what the Spectrum is, a lot of people, I mean, half the listeners, most of the listeners will probably know what the Spectrum is. But having a character who's on the Spectrum, from someone who's personally on the Spectrum themselves, having a character who's on the Spectrum and actually having it done right.
And not as a joke.
And tasteful.
And, you know what happened when they got those fucking power coins? Jason's leg got healed. You know how easy they could have done it? Where, it fixed his brain. He's no longer autistic.
No, but they kept it up.
They kept it. It's exactly what I expected. And I loved the fact that if you actually watch the original series, Billy was so socially awkward. He was so, he was borderline autistic himself.
Oh, easily.
They were going for stereotypical geek, but that's not necessarily...
But
that's not the pitch they necessarily hit.
Right.
No, it's not, because,
But
even...
they did in the movie.
Oh.
Yeah,
they hit it so... Honestly...
Billy... He simultaneously made me extremely happy, brokenhearted, and a mixture of empathetic and sympathetic, because I know what it's like to be that kid who didn't get something. Now, sarcasm I've always gotten. But as I've gotten older, I have such a hard time understanding people's reactions or the way people do things, that watching that, it was a moment of, no, I get that. And it was a connection that you could have with that person.
And I loved the fact that not only did they handle the character, but like the mannerisms, the condition, everything they did with him was so well done. And
correct me if I'm wrong, didn't he actually say to Jason that I'm on the spectrum?
Yes, yeah.
But didn't he actually use those words?
Yeah. He said, I'm on the spectrum, because
remember.
That's something that someone who's on the spectrum would say. They don't get subtlety. They don't get sarcasm. Like, they depending on where you are.
Yeah.
But his character, he didn't understand sarcasm.
He did in the end.
Well, kind of. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is...
He learned.
Yeah, he
people
learned.
who are on the spectrum, they learn it. It's
just
not something that comes natural to them, and sometimes you can still watch those moments where you can watch the sarcasm fly so far over their head, you're just kind of like, oh, buddy.
Yeah.
I forgot.
With that, I mean, Kari and I both have friends who are on the spectrum, and I can remember years ago...
Other than, of course, Frost.
Oh, of course. I apologize.
That's whatever. I don't tell people because I keep it...
But the friends I'm talking about, one of them, when we first got to know him and we first knew about it, in our own creative ways, we tried to help him along. And I remember the look on his face the first time that, or at least around us, that he got a sarcastic quip. And I'm not... No joke... No hyperbole, it's kind of a cliche, but it was like a little kid getting the toy they always wanted on Christmas. It was simultaneously really funny, because he repeated it right back and followed up on it really well, but it was also kind of that, wow, he felt good about it. And
exactly.
I'm just thinking of, like, kids...
And he has grown so much since then. He has become... He's the funniest motherfucker! I love him to death. We have the weirdest fucking... We're not allowed to sit and have conversations alone anymore because we go on fucking thought adventures.
Yeah, and then some of us will walk into the room at the wrong line and wonder whether or not... Hey, does anyone know offhand if 911 is who you call for the bouncy room?
No.
So...
that is good information about the future! I won't hit you in the head with a couch now.
What?
Nothing.
Okay. But anyway, no, but going on to that, the fact that I was looking into this movie, I was going into this movie expecting it to be, you know, that typical action-y kind of thing like that.
Like the Avengers...
You got the action.
You got the action.
It to be the Avengers, but done by Michael Bay.
The last half hour of this movie was the action, the adventure... The morphing sequence.
They do the theme song, for God's sake, while the swords are running. Your inner 9-year-olds will love it.
It's just a taste, though. It's literally just a tiny taste of the orchestral version of the theme song.
Hey, no, there are the words. Go,
right?
Power
No,
Rangers.
it is. It's the version from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. It is.
It's a taste. Hey,
it's just a little
like
taste.
Power Rangers.
It's just a taste. But not only that, this movie was so fucking character driven.
Oh, yeah.
I was floored.
Honestly, in all of Power Rangers, I've got the characters I like, but in Mighty Morphin, I always really loved, of course, Tommy. And, might sound weird, I always really liked Trini.
Yep.
In this movie, based solely on their characters and what their characters mean to the story, Billy and Zordon.
Oh, God. Zordon's character.
Arc is basically... I'm trapped, and literally all I'm trying to do is finish the war I couldn't finish. It's kind of like, this is fucking... That, and then the Zorda, and the Megazord thing, and everything with Billy, and it's just kind of... The directors forget that this is for, like... This was originally for, like, 6-year-olds.
But that's the thing.
I know,
this
that's
was
why
originally
I loved
for
it. That's
6-year-olds.
why I loved it.
We've grown up. We grew up with
it's
this
for
fucking
big
show.
6-year-olds!
I want to talk about the fact that as much as I loved him and I did, Zach, I wanted more.
I wanted more.
I wanted more of that character.
From him.
with his mom.
The story with his mom.
With his mom.
The story,
with just
like,
him.
all of these characters, you wanted more. They could have. Each one of them could have their own movie. Each one.
I think Bob's raising his hand so he can talk
Yeah.
now.
So, did anyone else get the feel, and I know it's not him, but did anyone else get the feel that they were trying to make Jason's dad look a lot like the original Jason?
Yeah.
Won't lie. First time I saw him, I thought first because I mean, no offense.
We all had a
I forget
double
what's
take
his
moment.
actor's name.
I'm going brain dead right now.
Austin St. John's the original.
Thank you.
No offense to Austin St. John, he's a little bit rounder. He's got that kind of beard. So when I first saw his dad, I'm like, is the Red Ranger playing the Red Ranger's dad? Holy shit! Fucking it's not.
But then
He's still a really good actor though.
The thing is, like, you have these characters. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, a couple of the cameos are like the tiny roles. Like Trini's mom was just hilarious.
Yeah.
Pee in the cup!
Erica Serra. Back to the Eureka thing. Erica Serra.
Yes.
You want to
Love
talk
her.
about? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to talk about a sploosh moment too? Ah, that woman.
Yeah, Frost was. I think
was
the floor
far
in front
too
of Frost.
busy looking at that ass in that
Yeah,
armor.
Rita.
Oh,
baby.
She was terrifying. She was a true fucking did not care. I'm going to kill these people for their fucking golden teeth.
She was a serial killer, and she was the original fucking Green Ranger in this continuity, and I just started, my synapses were exploding.
That's another thing. I mentioned this to other people, and we also mentioned Lionsgate is fucking amazing at keeping shit under wraps. Because how the fuck did Rita's origins not get spoiled? I mean, everybody kind of implied it. Because, you know, look, the green power coin, looks like the green power coin on her staff, everything like that. But Billy!
I didn't hear any of that.
Yeah,
Oh,
But-
yeah, by the way,
God.
Billy!
I cried.
I cried.
Billy?
the whole time, I'm getting choked up. I'm like, okay, they're gonna bring him back. I know they're gonna bring him back.
By
It's
the way,
gonna
guys,
happen.
I'm just gonna come out right out and say it. Billy died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rita
Like,
straight up kills Billy.
They hold him in the state of death for like good 10 minutes, and like
10,
the whole
15
time you're like,
minutes.
it's PG-13, it's Power Rangers, he's gonna come back, and even knowing that he does, and even when he does, it's still this. Oh, thank you, God! The best character in the movie's not dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I fucking... But, like... And that's the thing. Like, it does throw you for this, like, bait-and-switch kind of
When they
mentality.
pull him out and they're
When-
trying to get him to
When
wake up.
Trini and Kimberly are crying...
Kimberly he's dead. And right then I felt my heart shatter. Because it was a moment of, no, this is Power Rangers. No, this is... And then she says it, and
She says it twice.
She
It's
says it
just like-
twice. Yeah.
it's like a piece of fine china hitting a concrete floor.
All right, guys. Go ahead, Max.
I was just gonna say, considering this movie, in my opinion, and I'll preface it by saying, for a Power Rangers movie, really kind of pulled no punches.
No.
It didn't.
How brutal would this have been? Billy stays dead, and during that credit scene when they announced Tommy, the jacket was blue.
Oh, God.
How brutal. Like, would you have been okay with that?
No.
I'd have
think so.
cried.
Green
cried.
with Evil, I mean...
Would have been blue with evil, I guess.
No. It
No.
needs to
It
be
needs to
Green
be
with
Tommy.
Evil.
It needs to be green.
They wouldn't have been able to form the Megazord. It
Hold on.
would've-
We're almost done here. Let me take a moment to say, if they make Tommy a girl, I'm boycotting.
Yeah.
I'll still probably say that.
I can't boycott.
I can't. You don't understand my love for
All
the
right.
Green Ranger.
One last thing here,
Yeah.
just the super nerd Power Ranger geek in me, going through this here, the references.
Oh, yeah.
The straight up references.
Yes.
The fact that, first off, the original Yellow Ranger during that battle at the beginning of the movie looked like a fucking Equation.
Zeo Crystal!
The Zeo Crystal. The fact that Jason's dad talked about Mariner Bay and Reefside. How about the fact that there
I didn't
were
even catch
Master
yours.
Billy.
Master Billy.
Master Billy,
Aye.
Alpha's Eyes.
Alpha was beautiful, by the way, people. Oh my God, Bill Hader, I love you.
Yeah.
yeah.
The
got a
fact
dumpy little
that
butt.
here's another thing though, and this is something that I really didn't catch until like much later. Bryan Cranston actually voiced characters on Power Rangers
Yes.
all the fucking time.